Hi there, this is Dr. Christina Rahm, and I am joined today by Dr. Alina. And I'm very excited to have her on as we go on this venture together and journey together to really help people throughout the world. I'm just going to say a little bit about her, and then she's going to talk about herself as well. But she is a neuroscientist and a veterinarian, and she does amazing things with these gifts. So she's also a wonderful person, beautiful person, and she is one of the top people at the Root Brands. But more than that, and I say more than that because you have a lot of different things you do to really help from a neuroscience perspective and a large following of people that you've helped throughout the world. So I'd love you to tell the audience a little bit about you. I said a very small amount, and I need to hear more so that they know more.
Yes, yeah. Well, for like 15 years, I used to be a veterinarian. I treated sports horses, show jumping horses, dressage horses. And it was my passion for like years and years. So I built a good clientele. I treated some of the best horses in the world. And then at some point, I wasn't really healthy anymore. So I started having skin issues. My hair was falling out. I started having intestinal issues like chronic diarrhea. And I was working all the time. And kind of my passion turned into pain a little bit. So I still loved the horses. I loved the clients. But I wasn't really inspired anymore. And I felt my body couldn't keep on doing what it was doing. So I thought something is not working out, although, I did it for 15 years and I really loved it. And then at some point I fractured my wrist. And for me, that was like, that is kind of a sign that I need to change something. So from like working 6 to 7 days a week, I went to like sitting at home for 6 months with this broken wrist and I couldn't work. So I realized that something had to change and I wasn't happy anymore. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do now, right? So it was like my gift to work with the horses, and a lot of work went into building this practice. But I still thought I got to change something. So I went on this quest to search for answers. First of all, find solutions for my physical issues. So I went all over the world. I visited many people, many healers, been to many, many seminars. And then at some point I realized this is what I want to do. I want to help people. So all my problems cleared up one after the other. So I got healthy and I did a lot of research, and I realized that's what I did for my PhD thesis, neuroscientific research. So I started doing this again and did the research on my skin issues, on detox, on micronutrients, on nutrition. So I thought the doctors cannot help. They don't have any answers. So I've got to find the answers myself. And that's what I did. And then after doing that, I thought, okay, this can help a lot of people. So I cut down my workload from like 6 or 7 days to 3 days a week. And then after a while, I went to working like 2 weeks, treating the horses, and then being at home for 6 to 8 weeks and just doing the research. And I did that for years and years and years. And then about 2 years ago, I started really talking about my experience, talking about what I found out. And then suddenly this community grew and grew. And I realized there were so many people that were benefiting from my knowledge, basically. And I realized that what I came here for, really, my purpose, I'm an educator. Yeah. So I really, what I love doing is taking all this complex medical knowledge and then breaking it down for people that don't have the time, that don't have the medical background, that don't have the experience. So then I started writing protocols about detoxing for the immune system, about neuroinflammation, about mitochondria, our energy producer in our cells. And now that's what I love doing, and it's growing all the time. And then at some point, your products came in, and they made a huge difference because they work so quickly in people, and they can feel the difference. So I'm recommending them, and I'm seeing a lot of difference and a lot of healings taking place, which we cannot, make any claims, but if you help the body to really get rid of the toxins, to have all the nutrients it needs, it can heal itself. That's what I believe. That's what I really believe.
I believe that too. I think sometimes, well, we as a profession, even, your scientists, your medical doctors have looked so much at fixing problems when they happen rather than just daily taking care of our bodies. I think you and I both agree how important that is from a neuroscientific perspective, as well from a holistic, collaborative perspective. And I always say that because I was talking to someone in the high school that they asked me to mentor the other day. And I said, our cells collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
They partner with each other. And if you have the wrong partners or the wrong collaboration inside your body, then it doesn't work. And that's a hard concept for a lot of people to understand. They're like, what do you mean that the cells talk? Like, they communicate through receptors, right?
Yes.
And you can go into IL-4 pathways or P450 pathways, whatever you want to go into. But the truth is, you've got to boil it down, because I'm like you. For years, I worked in the pharmaceutical biotech, and we only used big words, right? Because we worked with doctors. Now I've made it my quest, kind of like you, to try my best to boil it down to, who cares about the big words? You care when you're teaching to some professions, but otherwise, what is it really doing? What's happening in the body? I think you've done a fantastic job. Your protocols are amazing. I say this all the time. Clayton's parents are veterinarians. Veterinarians, to me, are the smartest group of people. It's the hardest to get into. It's an area, like, people think, well, they treat animals. And my answer to that is, yes, they do, but they treat multiple different kinds of animals that have different bodies.
Can't talk, right? So it cannot tell you what's wrong.
No, but I respect a lot what you've done. I really love your leadership, and I love your platform. I want to share something. You said something to me about mentorship.
Yes.
And when you were talking to me about it, I thought, you mentor people every day. You do it from a science perspective.
Yes.
It's a lot of it takes a lot of energy.
Yes,
it takes a lot of work. I can speak for myself. People don't understand, when you care about someone's life and you care about people and you're the one responsible for giving advice, it's a lot. It takes a lot if you care. If you don't care and you just give a standard answer, then and there's not really a standard answer. Like, one of the things for me, when people ask me a question, I'm always thinking, oh no, there's going to be 20 more questions, because you can't answer it in one statement, really. Clayton's really good at doing that. But I'm not. I want to go into and Clayton wants to go into a lengthy explanation too, but from a business perspective, we always can't do everything. But having people like you that are our business partners, where we're all equally trying to do this together, I think is why the community has grown so much, and it's a very scientific community. I'm sure you. I mean, I've actually, besides working in biotech, I've never met such a scientific community. I feel like we're giving people master's degrees in science and doctorate degrees through the education of this community, and you're one of the foundational pieces of that.
And also, that is kind of really special about your company, that you are doing these science
It's
calls,
our company. It's our company. I mean, it is our company. I'm not just saying that.
And I know that you mean it. I know that you mean it.
It's our company, but
so while you're doing all these science calls, right, and that's what companies don't provide for people. So you're providing the knowledge. Everyone who's working with the product is providing the knowledge. And I think we are at a point in time where we need to help people to help themselves, and they need to have the knowledge, because I hear so many people that are going to see their doctors and they're not getting answers, and doctors don't have time. And and it's a lot for the doctors. I mean, they've got their practice.
They're worn out. Absolutely.
Totally. So someone else also needs to do the research and needs to provide the knowledge, the information, and then people need to really decide what they want to do with their health. That's again what I feel is we are at a point in time where everyone needs to make their own decisions about their health. And for such a long time, we've given that over to people in white coats. And of course, if you've got a serious problem, please go see your doctor. But I'm not doing that any longer. So I'm responsible for my health. I'm responsible for my body. I'm responsible for what I'm thinking, for my mind, for my life, for my decisions. So I think we need to be responsible now and need to also acquire the knowledge. And people want to do that now, and they need to find the knowledge, and that's what we are trying to provide.
Well, I think you are providing it, and we're going to share your link, and we're going to share where people can find you, because your protocols are amazing. And I feel honored that you put any of my products in there, because if they're helping people, then that makes me happy. And this company that we're building together, I just want to thank you for being a partner, a business partner, and a scientific partner along this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.